Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Samuree Mistress of the Martial Arts #1 by Continuity Comics. Yes, we do it again. Although this is volume 1. Yes, I acquired the whole set. I went on eBay and I went lucky. I just got, I believe, 9 comics of this, of the whole series. Yes, 9. And I must say I like it very, very much. Because I don't know, Samuree as a character was interesting in my previous reviews in Volume 2, but I wanted to know more of the continuity world universe, if you will. So I bought the whole collection, and I was pleasantly surprised how well thought out this story was. So without further ado, let's dive in. We see Samuree here training, and then skip you to the other one. She's done, and what I didn't know that she was a very young girl, or is a very young girl, 16 years old. Her name is Daryl Shepard, and that she was trained in Japan because she was she was orphaned and she was raised on an isolated island, and to become a martial art expert, and she's very how do you say it's more like a coming of age kind of thing. Well, not so much in this story, but her arc, because when she's now brought to the modern world and she is looking around, and there's a lot of things that she doesn't understand, and then basically that makes it really fresh and new. So it seems that this is some kind of a lieutenant. I don't know what the connection is between them, but I think she has a crush on him, but I'm not really sure. But that's what I think when it comes to the dialogue. And it seems that when they're reading the newspaper, that some terrorist hijacks a bus, and they are herding captives into a natural history museum. And that's where the story is going to take place, because Samuree is going to try to, find someone there, but also, free the captives, free the innocent people. But there's other people involved as well, because we have a trio that's called Megalith, Armor, and Silverstreak, who are basically a couple of superheroes. They read the same paper and they want to spring into action too. So, skipping a few pages. So we see here these cops trying to infiltrate and deal with the hostages, but Samuree thinks that she is much better equipped because he's a ninja, and these cops, according to her, are making way too much noise. So she asked them to leave, but the cops are saying, "Hey, listen, you're just a little girl. We are the professionals here. You need to leave." And then basically she takes them out very quietly, and she says here, "Please, you're making too much noise. Be silent." But she doesn't understand the reaction of the cops. Why didn't they accept their help? And it makes her wonder. So this is a little bit more characterization in here because of what she's thinking, what's going on. I like that. And this is the bad guy who makes demands to the cops outside, not knowingly that there are cops inside the building as well. So she moves on, and then she meets out in the shadows a big dude. She thinks, hey, I need to take care of him, but she can't because his muscles are way too strong and too thick. So she leaves, and then she, how do you say, another person stands in her way, and she thinks, another warrior. I sense his power. It would be wise to avoid this one too. But then they are actually fighting, and it's Silverstreak that she is, countering, and this is Megalith, but although you do not see it, but it's basically Megalith here. And they have no idea who she is. So there's a fight between them, and the fight scenes are really cool. And then she meet up with, she escapes Silverstreak. She uses some kind of a smoke pellet, like Batman, which is really cool. And then she enters the last, her last opponent, and that is Armor. And to be honest, I don't know much about all of these characters, like Armor and Megalith and Silverstreak, but it seems that Armor, every part of his armor can be used as a weapon. So Samuree and Armor, they are battling with each other, and they are basically have the same, basically it's going to be a stalemate. They are too good for each other when it comes to fighting. Nobody can have the advantage for now. But then Megalith jumps in and basically he asks her to calm down, and that they want to help her to free the hostages. So they agree to team up with each other, and let me see, skip a few pages here. I want to not show everything. And then out of nowhere, a cop, a police captain, if you will, comes with a gun, and Armor just puts his finger in the is this the nozzle? Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. And they come to agreement that they are here to help, and that the way of the police is basically the wrong way. And thinking about it, the captain agrees with them. So what I like about this comics, because the art is very good as well. The art is made by Mark Beachum, Brian Garvey, Akin, and Neal Adams. I know Neal Adams, I know Mark Beachum. The other ones, I have no idea. The story is also by Neal Adams. So what I like about this is that normally when you see, I don't know, people in peril or hijacking, when it comes to normal Western superhero comics, all the superheroes come, from the roof, from the ceiling, through the door, bursting in, and then taking care of business in a moment. These trio or quartets with the also with the cop with it, they are actually devising, is that how you say it? Plotting a plan to rescue the hostages in I like real life situation, and that's what I like. Although they have all the powers to take care of business, they actually take a step back, calculate a plan, formulate a plan, and then implement that plan to, take out the bad guys and, get the hostages, which I really like. What I also like is the color palette, and I'm going to explain a little bit later what I mean with that. So first of all, can I show this? Yeah, I'm going to show this one. So here we go. So they break up in teams. Megalith goes alone because he's a strong guy, and Samuree goes with Armor. And they have a little bit of a, chit chat with each other, and she has thoughts about him and vice versa. And they are all young guys, right? So they are battling the bad guys. What I like is also the sparingly use of fighting scenes. Again, back to the comics from now, you have maybe one or two big pages of fighting, and that's it. Here it's more step by step by step. You see the motion, as you can see here. They're going from here to here to here. It's just, it has a flow, if you will. You see what's going on. Modern comics now is just one battle scene and that's it, and then the rest is talking. This is more sparingly through the comic. I like that. There's more pacing. The pacing is really good. So again, they are battling the bad guys, and we see here Silver Street dealing with the bad guys. And but Megalith makes a mistake. He has a hostage, but then out of nowhere, they're getting shot at. Megalith throws the bad guy into the other bad guy. And then the bad guys, or the leader, says, hey, they kill all of the hostages. But then Samuree jumps in and takes care of business, as you can see here. Now, when it comes to colors, the colors is mostly in, modern day comics. It's more like blue, gray, black, if you will, and another tones in between. This is more, I don't know, it's different. You see here green, yellows, and pink, more or brownish. And then when it comes to this fantastic, good-looking action scene, it turns into pink, red, and black, and maybe some purple in between it. And then it switches back. So the color palette is also pleasing to look at, instead of the stereotypical drab, blue, gray, dark, etc. I like that. So, like I said, people are going mad. I mean, the bad guys, just shooting everybody, and the good guys are jumping in. And the action scenes, I cannot show you, unfortunately, everything, but it looks really, really good. For instance, before I forget, I have to talk about the dialogue as well, the writing. So we see here Samuree, getting, he says, slash someone's triceps. Then from behind, she's getting shot. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, the eye squints, the finger tightens, the hardened heart freezes, and time for Daryl Shepard slows down from to fractions of a heartbeat. Perceived, but not seen, aimed at her spine. In mid-motion, she'll move just enough for the bullet to shatter her jaw and rip her throat, tongue, and voice box to unusable parts. That's great stuff to read. And there's a lot of these dialogue is implemented here through the whole book. I like that. It's so different than what we have now. And that is why it's always saying 80s, 90s comics is way more fun. For me, again, for me. I cannot speak for you, but for me, this is way more fun. And I mean, look at this. So Armor throws his sword into the flesh of this wrist. And you look here also, Jesus, it looks so painful. It looks great. But then Armor is getting shot from both sides, and Samuree is very worried for him. And he falls down, thinking that she's dead. Then Samuree, speaking of flow in action scenes, attacks the bad guys, and how she do it is very cool to see. And that is why visual medium is so important. So she slices from behind. Then this guy also, stabs him in the front through the back, or how do you say it? Turns around, kicks him in the face, slashes the other one's ankles, then the knees, breaks his jaw, then his nose, and then he punches him in the gut. She kicks him in the gut. This whole scene, I mean, look at it. You can freeze frame it if you will. It looks so cool. And that's not what you are seeing in modern comics anymore. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm sorry that I keep going back to how bad comics is nowadays, but the proof is in the pudding. I mean, how can you not be excited looking at this page and think, you know what, this is so cool. Looks cool, just like when this is happening, in slow motion, bullet going towards her, Armor jumps in and throws his knife into the wrist. Oh man, it looks great. It just looks great. Moving on. So the battle is over, and Samuree thinks Armor is dead, and he, mourns for him. But then he comes back alive. Well, he's not really dead because his armor protected him from all of what's happening. But then the lieutenant comes, the police lieutenant, and they say, hey, we need to get to the customers because there's more terrorists and they are getting shot from above. As you can see here, there's a smoke pellet coming down, and then the bad guys is taking a couple of hostages away. And one of the hostages is not only the person that Samuree is looking for, but also the father of Silverstreak. Because that's why Silverstreak is so worried about, taking out the hostages in a very, calculated way. Because nobody should have gotten hurt, especially not his father. So this is great and brings us to the end of the video and end of the book as well. Because it's going to continue in the next one that I have. So yeah, Samuree, I love her character. I love what they are doing with her. I love also everything around it, the art, the storytelling, and the other superheroes as well. Like I said, big fan of continuity comics. I like it. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to see more of her, just follow me on my YouTube channel and subscribe and give me a like if you will. Not only that, just find these comics on eBay or your local comic show shop. You won't be disappointed, I promise you. So guys, again, thank you for watching as always. I see you next time.